What if I told you that one simple tweak can increase your views, your subscribers, and your business? Today, we're going to be sharing literally a case study of one of our students that we actually featured here on the podcast when we gave him the advice. And you might be wondering, what is that one tweak? Well, we're going to drill into it. But believe it or not, it's not having... So the guy that we're talking about is Blaze. We just love saying the name Blaze.
Oh, yeah.
Because Blaze, he's on fire, man. He's blazing.
He's killing it.
He's killing it. Let's unpack this a little bit.
Yeah.
So when we did the episode, which I'd have to go back and actually
believe
find
is one of our first episodes.
We'll go ahead and link that up in the description.
Yep.
But the one thing that I remember very clearly is that we felt like he was too broad.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't focusing on the right niche for him.
Yeah.
And the big thing here for anyone is, what is the niche that you are trying to serve? And if you don't know what that is, that's where I would start.
Yes.
And in today's episode, I think what we should do is really just help them get clarity, asking themselves some questions. But by the end of this episode, I'd like them to be able to say, this is who I'm trying to attract. This is who I am going to serve. Mm-hmm. And this is what's going to allow me to be able to grow my channel.
Yeah.
The other thing I want people to realize is that it also might be something that you're like, I think I need to do a little bit of a slight pivot.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that.
Pivoting can be hard.
It can be. It can be scary too, a little bit. Yeah.
We've done it. So where do you want to start unpacking here?
Let's go with the backstory of Blaze real quick and just give you guys some context if you haven't seen the episode already. So Blaze, he presented a question to us when we were taking questions. We still are, which is at speakpipe.com/live video school. You can submit a question. We might be able to answer it on one of these videos or one of these podcasts. And so we got a question from him, and he was stuck. He was, I think, getting under 200 views a video. At the time, I think he had maybe 200 subscribers, maybe, and just in a stuck place. And the biggest thing he needed help with was the niche, right? He's like, I talk about, vegan stuff. I talk about plant-based. I talk about, organic. His whole channel was called Organic Solutions, which we'll talk about branding because he kind of changed that up a little bit. And he was like, I just don't know what to do next, right? We looked at his channel, and the first thing we said on that episode was, I think you need to dive into the plant-based. And here's the other thing. And let's just talk about this this applies to everyone. When it comes down to like a niche, right? So a lot of gurus will say, don't niche down. You want to be broad because you're going to get more views and stuff. That's not necessarily true.
Right.
Because you want to target the right audience. Even if that's not enough or a lot of views, that could be a lot of money on the back end though. Mm-hmm. So for Blaze, and this is why I'm bringing this up, Blaze, he now is talking about plant-based, but not just plant-based. He's known as the plant-based gardener now.
Right.
So we like to always say 2 to 3 steps niche down is what we typically do for any of our students that we advise, is we want you to niche down to that. The reason we want to do that is because we want to hit that target audience, but we also want to have a different angle into a niche. Because right now, if we just posted, let's just say I'm in the gardening and I just do gardening, how many other videos are going to pop up for gardening? Especially if I'm a newer channel, I'm probably not going to populate much, right? But if I'm about tomato growing gardening, now's a better chance. I'm probably going to come up now, anything with tomato gardening. I'm going to be coming up. I could go a step deeper than that, right? And so for Blaze, he went from, originally he was vegan, then he went to plant-based, and now he's going to plant-based gardener and gardening. So he teaches all of that.
But let's call a time out here, because I know that some people listening are going to probably be saying, yeah, but what if my sub-niche doesn't have a lot of traffic? Mm-hmm. Which that is something to look at. So I guess the other thing that we should talk about is, where is your channel taking you? Where do you want to go? Are you trying to earn a full-time living?
That's a good point.
Yep. Are you trying to make some little side hustle money?
Yep.
Or are you just trying to reach people because you like being in front of people and helping people in a very, very, very niche-y, niche?
Yeah. That's true. And I think, okay, going back to that, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's start with this, right? And you can do this along with us right now. right now, I want you to look up your niche. Okay. So on YouTube in the search bar, you're going to put whatever it is, and you can do how to, it doesn't matter, but something around your niche, how to garden, right? I could look up how to garden, put that in there, right? I want to see all these videos. If there's videos popping up that have 100,000, a million views, all of that, it's saturated, which I like. I like saturated.
Yep.
A lot of people say don't go to saturated. That's not true. I know there's people looking at that. If I search up how to garden, let's just say, pretend I search up how to garden, and average views is like maybe 500 views, and there's no views that's over 10,000 views.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are interested in it, or they're not interested in that angle of it, right? So now it's like, okay, going back to the niche validation, I'm probably not going to be, I might have to pivot out of that, because right there's not enough people looking at that. Unless, like you said, maybe I only care about getting 500 views. Maybe that's hitting my ideal audience. That's all I want.
Maybe you sell a product that's $1,000.
Yeah.
And if you sold 5 of those a week, you'd be happy.
Yeah.
So these are the things, like, we're not saying there's like a right or a wrong.
No.
But what it is saying is we want you to validate your own niche. And by doing that, you're also, you're trying to go with the end in mind.
Yes.
Where are you going? That's the whole thing. And so we know Blaze wants to be able to live where he lives. He wants to be able to garden full time, grow organic vegetables, fruits, coconut water. He had a great video on coconut water.
Yeah.
We'll link his channel up in the description as well. But, and he wants to be able to do that full time, but he might only maybe say, I got to make 50 grand a year. Maybe you got to make 50, 60 grand a year. You're happy, whatever. Totally can happen.
Yes.
But now he has to also go, okay, is there enough views to get me either leads that come into the business, or are there enough views to get me to monetization, to where then I can add that as a revenue stream, which, by the way, we do not recommend only banking on AdSense money. That is something we do not recommend. But with that in mind, so let's just say, hypothetically, Blaze was like, I want to be able to make enough money. I want to make 100 grand a year, and I want to be able to do this gardening thing full time, help people. Because he's not just doing the plant-based gardening just to do plant-based gardening. He's doing it for a healthier way of living. He's also talking about like mental, your mental health, like all of those types of things that go along with it. So if in his head, he's thinking that I'll actually pull up what he's offering right now, because we could probably even go a little bit deeper on what he can do. Yeah. But he could totally do like workshops.
Oh yeah.
And he might have to, on those workshops, he might have to sell, 50 people in at $100 a pop. Yeah. He's going to make a little bit of money, but it's better than AdSense money. Yep. But if he does that enough times, he could get to his 100,000. My point is, start with the end in mind. Where are you going? If you're saying, I got to get to 7 figures, whole nother conversation. Yeah. Yeah, we got to figure out that piece. But what we got to do is we got to start with that end in mind. Then we go, okay, what could you potentially sell them, or what do you currently sell? If you're a business owner right now, you sell something. What is that? How many sales do you need? Then you got to do the math. So that's kind of where you have to start. And again, I just want to give you guys something to kind of go through. And once again, we should probably mention, this is something that we're following ourselves, something we followed I started 16 years ago following this, didn't know I was following it, but it's what we call our 100K YouTube creators roadmap. And it's a business plan. And that's what Blaze is following now. And that's what some of our students are. If you'd like a copy of that, it's free. It's an 18-page guide. We're giving it away free because we want to help you. Just put 100K in the comments. All right. Just put 100K in the comments and we'll send you a copy of that. But that is it in a nutshell. Yeah. So let's unpack it a little bit further. So we readjusted his niche and basically said we would go into plant-based, but then plant-based gardening. All right. And so from that, he went ahead and made that pivot. That's that tweak. All right. And when he did that, the results were just okay.
I don't think he had a video get over 1,000 in the first maybe month of
making that
pivot,
switch.
the pivot, right? Yeah. And so how many people do you see all the time? And we have obviously students, but we also see people that just comment on our channel that they maybe put 1 or 2 videos out and they're like, it didn't work. Right. And then now they're like, oh, Yep, doesn't work. I try to pivot and YouTube doesn't like me. It does whatever, blah, 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 blaming the algorithm. No, we talk about swings, right? If you take 2 swings compared to 10 swings, what do you think you're going to have a better percentage at?
Yeah.
Taking 10 swings, right? So it's the same thing for him. He at the time, I think when we answered that message, I think he had maybe like 40 videos posted. What is he now? I know you can see it on there.
Right now, I think he's got 96.
He's at
not 95.
95.
I can't see that well right now. I'm
90,
backing it up. Yeah, 95.
95. So he definitely, so by the time we did that message, I mean, he posted 50 plus videos, and that's over probably about 4 months, but that's still almost about 10 videos a month. That's pretty good. That's a lot of videos. And he was always tweaking stuff, thumbnail, title, all of that, right? And it took some time. And here's the funny thing, right? So he was part of our 1K collective. And after that, I think he had his biggest video was like 700 views. Right?
I'm looking at one right now. It's 711. He had 4 months ago.
That was the video.
One note here. Remember this. I forgot about this. Vegan. He was going after vegan.
We talked about vegan.
Yep. So it was, I failed at going vegan for 5 years until I learned this. That got 711 views.
Yep.
His next video, that's when he made the shift. My secret to simplicity in going plant-based. But guess how many views that got?
Not much.
139.
Yeah.
Okay. Next video, one plant-based tip that changed everything. 240 views. 83% of people don't go plant-based this way. 276 views. The new vegan trend taking over in 2025 went back to vegan. Okay. 173 views. And then plant-based and lean, this secret strategy shocked, whatever. So, right. 538 views. Now this next one, I sucked at growing turmeric. Is that how you say it?
Yep.
Until I found, it looks like 2 something. It's truncated. 4,400 views. Okay.
So
next video.
First outlier. Yep.
The next video, I overcame soda addiction with this plant-based juice. 691. But okay, he's not there yet. He's gonna 2 more videos is when he's gonna pop. But here's the deal. Kept showing up. Kept testing. He tried the vegan thing again, then he went off of it and he goes, I'm gonna go back to plant-based. And plant-based, even though he might not be putting plant-based in there, he knows the audience is looking for turmeric.
Well, I was just about to say that. So this is
ginger.
This is what we talk about learning the audience, right? So what he did was perfect, right? Yes, we're targeting plant-based. We're putting that out there. I still think that does have, like, even though, okay, he did a lot of videos with plant-based and vegan, right? Even though those videos didn't do good, that still trained YouTube to start pushing it towards the right audience. So eventually, when he has the right title that matches what the audience wants, it will get that push. So I do believe all of those videos, even though they didn't do great, I think you give them enough credit. You should give them credit though for putting them in the right audience that YouTube eventually pushed that content to, which leads into his videos were literally targeting the plant, like you said, right? Once that happened, or the vegetable or the fruit or whatever, he found what worked for him. So it's still plant-based, but he's focused now on the specific vegetable that he's going after, or the fruit that he's going after.
Yeah. So the next one he did was this tangerine plant-based dessert is so good. 399 views. Now this next one, I was growing pathetic, all caps, tiny ginger until I added this fertilizer or something. I can't read the rest of it. 132,000 3 months ago. Next video, my sweet potatoes were doomed to fail. 1,000 views. Grafting a 100-year-old buttery avocado tree. 2,400. You'll never buy bag soil again after hearing my story. 3,300. Bag soil. Who does bag soil? Organic growers, organic gardeners. Okay. I was growing wimpy papayas until I stumbled upon, and then there's, I forget what it is. I can't read it. 18,000 views. Okay. But then guess what? My green beans were suffering until I started breeding, or whatever, 885.
Yep.
Next one, the proven homemade garden bug spray that must have like killed insects or something, right? 20,000 views. Here we go.
This is the one.
I could get sued for sharing this fruit cloning hack. 542,000 views. The next video, they don't want you drinking this, but it transformed I can't read the rest of it. 27,000 views. Okay. That put him on the map.
He is now also, remember when we started with him, he was at about, I want to say around 120 maybe subscribers. He is now over 22,000 subscribers.
22,000.
And all those
Monetized.
20,000 subscribers, 21,000 plus subscribers came within the span of like a month and a half.
Oh, all of that. Yeah. I think that one video brought in over 15,000.
Yeah. And so that's what we talk about where, number one, if he didn't take all those swings, would he ever see this? There's a chance, but there's not a high chance, right? You're giving yourself more chance, but it's not even that. A lot of people, this is the one issue. If I could say anything to anyone and really impact you and say something that sticks with you, is this. If you put a video out and it doesn't do good, besides just saying, because I like when people are like, okay, it's all right, I'm just going to do another video. That's fine. But go back and learn from it. Why did it not do good? Not enough people look at the analytics. Not enough people look at, all they look is the views. That's the analytic. When you say people look at the analytics, they look at the views, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
and
views,
maybe impressions.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
But they don't understand what it means.
Right.
So if you actually look in it, and that's what we teach in the 1K Collective, and Blaze knows that, and Blaze would start looking at that stuff. Oh, my click-through rate was down on this, or my impressions wasn't good. That means my title needs to be, like, he knows all this. He learned, and he started orchestrating a little recipe, which we talk about. Once he found the recipe that works, did you notice now every video going forward is around the same framework? There are different words in it, but it's targeting the fruit. It's saying a keyword like pathetic. What was the other words?
Cloning, hacking.
No, but I'm saying in the beginning, he was like pathetic, terrible.
Yeah, it was, I was skeptical. The proven homemade garden bug spray, suffering, all caps,
yeah. Wimpy. So you see now he found a framework. Doomed. He found a framework that worked. He changed the words in it now to make it original. And he's talking about a different vegetable, fruit, whatever.
Yep.
But it's now the same framework. So now think about this. How easy is it now for his content to be made? Because all he's doing is following the same framework. But now I'm just going to talk about, this time I'm talking about green beans. This time I'm going to talk about peppers. This time I'm talking about this. And you can use the same framework. But it took him 80 plus videos to find that framework. 80 plus videos. He could have been like 99% of YouTubers, small YouTubers, that after the 10th video, they stop. Right? And it's a funny stat, and I know this is a podcast. This is not a stat for videos. This is for video podcast. Okay, yeah. I think you're the one who told me this. That most podcasts don't make it to 25 episodes.
No,
they don't make it there.
No.
And the ones that pass that, typically, there's exceptions, end up doing pretty well, right? But they don't make it to 25 episodes. That's a crazy stat, right? So think about, I'm now it's too big of an area. It's just regular videos, but I'm curious how many just channels don't make it to 30 videos, right? And 30 good quality videos. So, and that's the thing. And I kind of want to talk about this because we just listened to our podcast with someone else about quality. What does quality really mean? Because his videos, let's be honest, okay? Love Blaze. I love it. I think it's perfect. Would you say that's a highly edited,
not at
whatever?
all. No, but it's raw, it's real, it's in his organic garden, or it's in his kitchen, and you see, like, he's the real deal.
Did it look super like he set everything up? It's all polished, and this and that? No. But he just had a video get 500,000 views.
But his quality, and this is what you're alluding to, his quality is judged by his audience.
Thank you. And that's something we're even working on. Like, here's the thing. You guys got 30,000 subscribers. You also have another channel, 100,000. Like, you guys know what you're doing, this and that. You're averaging 1,000 views. Great. Can't we get better, though? Can't we always learn something?
Every video.
We are still working on storytelling. That's a big thing we're just leaning into, which he does a great job at, by the way.
It's a natural, yeah.
But it's like, we talk about these things. No one's an expert. Even the people that have 1 million subscribers averaging 20 to 100,000 views, they're not experts. They're trying to get better because they're learning from it. Why does Mr. Beast every time he still gets upset with videos that don't get 100 million views? Why?
Because his benchmark is higher now than it was, but it's still a benchmark.
And it always moves up. So like for us, originally it wasn't 1,000 views. We were like, we want 500. Remember that? We said 500 is a good video for us right now because it's a brand new channel. We're going to get that, right? Once we got that, we moved up to 1,000, right? And then we understood too, like sometimes it's not about the views, it's about the quality views. Are you hitting the right audience? Because we've done it. We had a video that did great, got 20,000 views. Wasn't our audience we wanted at all. And we're like, I'd rather take 1,000 of the people I want to be around, not the 20,000 that I really, they didn't like me in the comments, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't even negative to us. It was just like they weren't our audience that we want to attract. So it's like views is only a metric that matters in certain aspects, right? Like if you're not about AdSense, which we're telling you not to be really about, if you're going to have a sustainable business, it doesn't matter the views. You can always create a business there. How many channels do we know? Your example and proof that you don't even need 20,000 subscribers.
No.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I did it. I had under 3,000, and when I was in college, under 3,000, only posting maybe like a video a week, maybe. And I mean, I generated 25,000 in a year, just literally not even following a right framework that I knew now.
Right.
If I knew now,
you were targeting a niche.
Yep, that's it.
You were showing up to that niche, attracting that niche, and then when you did that, they needed something to assist them in what you were sharing.
And
you know what
Dad,
I mean?
it took me for one video, because that was a time where it was all search based. I was only doing search, so literally I didn't hit a video that got 100,000 until maybe like 8 months later.
Yeah.
So I didn't even have like a viral video. My highest video on that channel was like 100,000, like years later, and was still able to generate that money. And guess how much came from AdSense? I think maybe $600 out of the whole year.
Yeah.
It was a very low RPMs.
Yeah.
So I was like,
and that's a great point too to bring up, is like, you know, people that are chasing the views. If you're chasing the views, you might realize once you get monetized that you're like, ooh, my RPM's only $3. Yeah, that means for every 1,000 views you get, you're going to get paid $3. That means now you're chasing the views train. Yep. You're like, I got to get more views. I got to get more views. Here's an interesting and fun little fact. I actually just shot a video today that'll be airing tomorrow.
For you guys, it'll be a couple days ago.
Yeah, right.
This is a podcast.
Right, this is a podcast. But that one there, I shared how we actually had less views last month.
Yeah. We
gained actually a few more subscribers, though, which was interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
We made less on AdSense. It's about $814, I think it was. Something like that.
Under $1,000.
But yet we made overall $19,000.
Yeah.
And it's because why? Because we're following this 100K roadmap.
Yep.
If you want to copy, just put 100K. This is the thing that I really want to emphasize. The people that are chasing the AdSense money can either be shocked when they get monetized and go, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could only make that. That's so tiny. The channels that are making RPMs that are really high, they're far and few between. It's things like day trading or finance or make money online. I mean, even though this is like make money online, the YouTube,
it's not much.
It's not much. It's like, I think we average $8 to $10 RPM, which is kind of high.
It's high, yeah.
But on the e-commerce side of things,
we've seen it on the e-commerce side up to like $25, $30.
More than that.
Yeah.
I've seen actually as high as like $70, $80.
And for those of you who don't know, that's per 1,000 views. You would get. Again, this is just on average for that channel. It was like, yeah, there's some videos. I mean, heck, we had one video that was like almost 100. Remember?
Yes.
I mean, that one only probably got like 5,000 views, but still, like that's $500, right there, right? So it does depend on the niche, and I'm glad you brought that up. David in our group, he's all farm, and he's talking about chickens and stuff, right? I checked his out because he put his statistics, so I just kind of did the math. His RPM's around $6-7. Yeah, for farm. That's actually pretty good.
That's pretty good for that.
Yeah.
But again, so if you didn't know that, you know it now.
Yeah.
So once again, start with the end in mind.
Yep.
A lot of times I would say, and let us know in the comments too, or if you're listening to this on the podcast, you can always email us, scott@livevideoschool.com. But if you're watching this on YouTube, in the comments, let us know, are you doing this to make money or are you just doing it for fun? Literally, let us know that in the comments.
Or you're just trying to hit a certain group because you want to express yourself. We had a coaching call today with someone, and their whole reason isn't for money. It was there's a Christian channel. They just want to spread the word of God. That's it. They want to just get views for that in the right audience. That's it.
Right.
They don't care about the money part of it. So that could be you. You could have a niche where you're like, I just want to share what I know about this and help people out. If money comes, it comes.
Right.
or maybe you are doing it in business in mind, which is nothing wrong with that either. Obviously, we're doing that. So it's like,
but that's where you want to start with that end in mind.
Yes.
And that's why if you are starting with that in the end in mind, and let's just say that for most people, it is the money.
Yeah.
Right. I want to make money.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you want to make $100,000. Let's reverse that now. Let's say that you can get 1,000 views per video and you're making $10 RPM. Let's just go where you're making above average.
Yep.
Okay. So you make $10 on that video.
Yep.
How many videos you got to get to 1,000 views to make your 100,000?
A lot.
A lot. All right. So you got to look at that. And that's where we say, okay, then you got to figure out, okay, is there going to be affiliate offers? Is there going to be sponsorships? Is there going to be your own courses, your workshops? Is there going to be one-on-one coaching you can do? Like, what are the
Products,
different things?
any of that.
Yeah, products, memberships, like any of that stuff. What is it that you could add that could get you to the money target that you're trying to get to without trying to have viral videos all the time? Because guys, listen, the percentage of people going viral is so low. You know, we all hear about it, but it's so low. And you have to say, do you want to go after, do you want to have to stress about going viral every video? I don't. No. I'd rather consistently get 1,000 views, 5,000 views. Maybe you get one that goes micro viral. You get one that gets 100,000 views. That's great. Or like Blaze, 500,000.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the whole point in sharing this though, is because we want you guys to do the math backwards. We want you to start with the end in mind, go backwards and go, okay, where is my niche right now? Does my niche support where I want to go? Yep. And that's it in a nutshell. Once again, I'm going to say it one more time, is the 18-page guide, the 100K roadmap. We literally go through all of these different steps, all of these different phases. So if you want a copy of that, just put 100K in the comments. We'll also link it up in the description. So I just, again, I want to give a shout out to Blaze.
Yeah.
Because Blaze is 100% doing what anyone that wants to succeed should be doing. He's open to critiques.
Yep.
He's open to pivoting a little bit, listening, and he's very open to looking at what worked for him and what didn't work for him, and then doubling down on what has worked.
Yep.
Like we have one person, like you just mentioned, David, in our 1K collective. Now he's someone that came into this. I remember he came in and he's like, I'm building a farm. And I just want to do a vlog of me basically building the farm. Yeah. And we're like, cool. So then he had a funny video with his wife and, you know, they made fun of themselves, you know, each of themselves, kind of how they joke around with each other. And that's cool. That's fun, right? There's a place for that. But it's so all over the place. It's like, and I said this to Nikki today that we were talking to. And I said, it's great that you want that. And you can do that, but if you don't have the eyeballs, what good is it? Yeah. No one's going to see it. No. So again, going back to David, we said to him, we go, there's so many aspects of the farm that we got to start in one area. Well, he shot a video on chickens. Yep. On, you know, keeping chickens. Yep. And we're like, and it was really good. It was really well received. We were like, go there. That doesn't mean you're going to be called the chicken, channel, but there's people that are raising chickens primarily, not always, but they're into homesteading. Yeah. You're building a farm, but you're really homesteading. Yeah. And so that's what you need to cater to. So what happened? What happened?
I mean, his first video that he did of that got over 20,000 views.
But what did he have before that?
Average?
Yeah. What was he averaging?
Maybe 100 to 300 views. Maybe once in a while he had a 500. I think his biggest videos would make maybe 1,000 or two from like a year ago. Yep. But we went in the data of what worked on his channel, what worked on other channels, and chickens was one of the things that kept coming up. So I said, hey, test it. Very first video he did of that got 20,000 views. Now, I can't say that it's going to definitely happen for you, but that was a test we were doing. He did it, did well. He did another video after that wasn't that. It was about, I think, vegetables or something. Got 600 views. I said, do a chicken one again. Does chicken? 10,000. No, sorry. I said that. I think that was like 18,000 now. Yeah. And then does another one like 6,000 or 7,000. Oh no, sorry, 8,000. That's gonna hit 10,000 soon. Did one 3 days ago, 11,000. Right? He just posted one today. Again, chickens. It's gonna do good. So you got to understand the audience, what they want, and finding your way in. Now, chickens might not have worked for him. it would have been then another pivot of what else can you talk about on the farm? It could be about cleaning the barn up. That was one I saw that a lot of people do too, that gets views. So I was like, you could do a whole renovation of the barn and show everything because that's what he is doing anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Documenting what you're doing. So it's like finding that. The reason I did chickens for him, yes, I found it on other channels like, dude, decent. But there's this girl that does everything with the animals as far as like sheep and stuff. And that's all her content is farm animal, whatever. And it's her caring for them and what's going on. And she grew a channel like in 3 months and it's got over 50,000 subscribers and she's averaging probably like 5,000 views. And it's strictly on that.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, kind of going back to what we're saying here is you got to get clear on your niche, but you also need to identify what is the angle into the niche. You want to make sure that there's enough traffic there for what is going to support what? Say it with me, guys. It's going to support the end goal for you. So that's why it's so important to be able to start with the end in mind. Where do you want to go? Where is the channel going to help you get to? And understand the channel is just the vehicle to build your business. And if you're not thinking that you're building a business, you are, and you should be. Okay. And that's why we talk about building your audience off platform. So really the way I've always looked at it, and you know this, is I'm not building a YouTube channel. No, I am building an audience. And once you have the audience, you can basically guide your audience wherever you want.
Wherever you need.
Because you're going to build the know, like, and trust. And again, if you're into farming, there's a good chance you're into chickens. There's a good chance you're into horses. There's a good chance you're into maybe even cows. You're interested in donkeys. You're interested in whatever else can be on that farm. And then you're going to talk about that. Talk about growing hay. Talk about growing wheat. Whatever you're growing on the farm, your crops, your gardening on the farm, how to keep animals out of your garden. David did one how to protect your chickens from like coyotes or whatever, right? Like that's a big deal. So the point is, and this is what I really want people to be taking away from this is, if you can identify your niche and validate that your niche has the potential to get you to where you want to go, then it's a matter of just finding those angles and testing different angles. Just like Blaze did. And here we are. Blaze was, less than 1,000 subscribers a month ago, probably a month and a half ago. And now he's at like 22,000 monetized. And that's what I wanted to do real quick. I wanted to see in his, so here's his links. So he's got a free rainbow grocery list. Okay. He's got, this is cool. Free Bright Bites meal planner. He's got buy me a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. It's not coffee because he doesn't drink coffee. He's got his website and then he's got his YouTube channel. So if I go to that, I'm just curious what happens if I go over to the grocery list. And I believe it's going to be a lead magnet, which we definitely support. And there he is right there.
That's nice.
So I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not. But it basically just has a picture of him. And it says, it gives his name. And it says, get my free Eat the Rainbow grocery list. Stay organized, save time, and simplify your life with my free Eat the Rainbow grocery shopping list PDF delivered straight to your inbox. Unsubscribe anytime. And then it basically says name, email address, free shopping list. And that was that. And then I'm just curious on the other one, if that's another lead magnet. So that's another one. Get my free Bright Bites meal planner. So Blaze is doing a great job. Again, we want to just officially give Blaze a little shout out. Blaze, man, we're proud of you.
Man.
You crushed it. And the thing is you stayed with it. So we just want to say we're proud of you, and thanks for being an inspiration, and thanks for giving us content to talk about.
100%.
Because whenever we can spotlight one of you, we're going to do it. Now, listen, if you guys have a question that you want us to answer here on one of these episodes, we're going to start sprinkling in these. I think on the podcast, we should sprinkle in one question.
Maybe one question.
And that'll be like a little segment of the show.
Sure.
So if you would like to submit a question, head on over to speakpipe.com/live video school. Once again, that's speakpipe.com/live video school. And guys, as always, we're here for you.
We believe in you.
We're rooting for you.
But you have to.
You must.
Say it with me.
Say it loud. Say it proud. Take action. Woo! All right. So that is official. Like that's over.
That was done.
That's done. But now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this thing up. What we do is we call this our creators lunch table for a reason. And this is like a little bit like after hours. Like everybody left.
Yeah.
Everybody left the lunchroom and you're still here.
Yeah.
And so what we want to do is know that you're here and know that you're a true insider of the creators lunch table. So we like to have a little keyword.
Yeah.
I got one. Do you have one?
Go for it.
I have one.
Go for it.
Maybe it's the same. Let me know if it's the same or not.
It's definitely not.
You don't think so?
No.
All right. So the keyword that we want you to put in the comments, this will tell us that you are truly an insider of the creators lunch table.
Yep.
It's very simple. Blaze.
Yeah. Let's give some shout outs to Blaze.
Blaze.
Put them in there.
Blaze. Blaze.
Yeah.
Put that in the comments, and then we'll see a bunch of blazes firing up.
Yeah.
And that'll be really, really cool.
You know what that made me think of? We should maybe on one of our live streams, maybe we invite Blaze to come on live stream.
Oh, that'd be good.
We got to talk to Blaze.
Yeah.
We got to get him out.
Yeah, we'll
there.
get Blaze on.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that? Also, I do want to ask you guys a question because we've been contemplating a lot of things. Okay. One, we're going to get some hats soon. Okay. We're still working on the logo of that, which I know you guys are going to be anxious to see those. But should we get an LED or not even LED, but just some sort of sign, like branding sign behind here? What do you guys think? Like in this area, is that too much? Because I mean, we're trying to figure that out. Like, do we get live video school? Do we just get like a playhead? Do we get just
Creators Video Lab?
Creators Video Lab?
No.
The lunch table?
No, yeah, the lunch table. Like Creators Lunch
Or
Table.
sorry, yeah, no, not that one.
No, Creators Lunch Table.
Yeah. Creators Lunch Table. Do we get, I don't know. We're trying to figure that out. So let us know. Like, we'll take any suggestions right now because we're.
I was even thinking. I mean, we're just doing a little talking.
Yeah,
you guys can sit around.
That's why you're here. Yeah.
The other thing I was thinking though is we could do even just get an LCD, like a screen.
Yeah, I just don't want to be too distracting.
No, it won't. It'll just say Creators Video or not. It'll say Creators Lunch Table.
Yeah.
Or we get a nice little neon light.
Or maybe just don't do neon, but like do one of those like those
or get one made on Etsy, right? Where
that's
they
what I'm saying.
Like in wood or something.
That's what I'm saying, like wood or
it.
like the die cut metal or something.
And then you get a light behind it or something.
Yeah, you could.
Something like that.
Or like I'm saying too, like you also could do like a just like a record button look too.
You could. It doesn't really symbolize our brand.
Maybe we get a lunch box.
That's what I was thinking.
And do something.
I don't want it to be cheesy though.
Yeah. Hey, if any of you guys have
ideas?
an Etsy store or anything and you run this, let us know. We'll be in contact. We're trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully I know you guys are way past the time, but that's okay. We're here. Hopefully you guys are liking these podcasts. I know we kind of like shifted a little bit in it, not much.
We might still do them out by the pool occasionally.
But a little bit, yeah. But I'm saying more just content. Like, yes, we're talking YouTube, but we are trying to, if you couldn't tell, starting to talk a little bit more business stuff. And that's total transparency. Our target audience is trying to help small businesses be able to grow. Yes, YouTubers or even YouTubers who aren't even thinking about business yet and on having them understand it so they can produce a business
and then be the guide to
and have a
help
personal
them.
brand.
Yeah.
So that's something we're kind of leaning into.
Yeah,
more.
let us know that too in the comments. Are you building a personal brand, or do you want to build a personal brand? Do you want to build a business online? Like, let us know a little bit more about you.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's nothing else to say. We already wrapped it up.
That's right.
So,
it's official. All right, we're gonna
fist bump
cut
on
it.
this one.
We're gonna cut it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, cut.